Hey, what's up guys? Guided by Jesus here, bringing you another Fortnite video. How are you all doing? Today I'm actually going to be sharing some tips and some gameplay for you guys of a duo victory that I had. Me and Third Manatee, a really close friend of mine, and he actually just started doing YouTube as well, guys. I'm pretty sure he's going to be uploading content for FIFA, Call of Duty, and Fortnite. So if you guys like those games, make sure to check him out. I'm going to post the link to his channel on the description. He recently just started, so it'd be really cool if you guys could show him some support. Make sure you let him know that I sent you guys. I'd really appreciate if you guys support him as well. And I want to take the advantage and opportunity to thank you guys, the ones that have been supporting me. Thank you guys so much. I'm really looking forward to bringing you guys more and more content. So here we are. We decide to, land over here on Pleasant Park. And the reason why we came here is not because we love Pleasant Park. It's because we normally like to go far away from where the buzz is. So that's one of the tips that I have for you guys. We like to go to a place, normally a city or somewhere that we know has a lot of loot, but that is really far from where the bus is, passing through on the map. And the reason for that is because we know for a fact that that place is going to have a lot of loot, but however, because it's far away from where the bus is, we're not going to, have to worry with way too many opponents, way too many people, contesting that loot. So we're gonna for sure have a good start, we're gonna have good loot, and as you guys can see, we just cleaned up the entire city. We didn't have a single engagement. We are about 4 minutes into the game right now, and these are the first opponents that we actually see. They come into the city that we have already, cleaned up. We didn't have much luck, guys. We didn't get, the best loot possible, which is really weird. Normally you'd have, if you were to loot an entire city by yourself, you'd have a few epics, you'd have, maybe a legendary, some snipers or whatever. But yeah, we had the worst luck possible. Anyway, we saw these guys, show up on the city. And one other tip I wanted to share with you guys is if you pay attention to the map on the right side, you'll notice that me and my teammate are always together. And that's a huge tip I have to give. If you're starting, or if you're just not that good at the game, make sure you're always with your teammate. You could use the numbers, you could use the the teamwork. So maybe you're not as fast, so make sure you're with your teammate. That way you guys can double team, that way you guys could team shoot. And I walk up towards these guys, and they actually were together there, and they were probably paying close attention because we didn't make much noise. We crouched our way over there, and that's another thing. Whenever you're pushing someone that doesn't really know where you are, make sure you're as quiet as possible, and they did what they had to do. They did the right thing there. They were paying attention. I don't know if they heard us or if they just saw us as we were trying to go up the ramp. But yeah, if you guys notice, I didn't challenge them. If I went up that ramp while they were looking down it would have been a 2 versus 1 engagement, and they could easily peek in and out with the shotgun, and they would have had me there. Not to mention they had the height advantage. So what I did was I backed out, made sure I had my distance, and just kept my assault rifle, and we managed to win that engagement. So another thing, always pay attention to the storm, guys. We took a little too long to run from the storm, and we got caught up. Thank God, we were able to still make it, having only lost 12 of health, in my case 11. But look, we found opponents right after we crossed the circle, the safe zone. So imagine, if these guys were also running from the storm. Now you have a situation where not only do you have to worry about the storm and you're losing health to the storm, but you also have to fight, which you're most likely also going to lose some health from that, and a lot of times that costs you the game. So we managed to knock one of them down. This other guy is very good. He's a fast builder here. I'm learning how to build myself, and that's another thing, guys. Always make sure you have cover, and that's what he did. He didn't just turn around and try to, shoot us. He made sure that first he had his cover, he had the height advantage, and only after that, now it's the advantage is all his. He could peek his head out, he could head glitch there. He knows where we are, but we don't really know where he is. He could at some point show up on the left side and then put some shots, then go back down, show up on the right side, and there's not much we could do. So I decide to do the same. I go ahead and I build my own little area. He starts pushing me. Unfortunately, this annoying tree, which I actually used for my cover when I didn't have any building, it helped, but then over there actually messed me up. So because I knew he was pushing and he was probably with a shotgun, I decide to go on the aggressive there, because the worst thing you could do is be way too passive. A lot of times it's good to be passive, but when someone's pushing you, you gotta also surprise them. Don't just let them always be the one being aggressive, because then the game is his. You're going to be playing on his terms. So that's why I decided to jump outside, and I ended up catching him from behind. That surprised him, and we were able to win that engagement as well. So now another thing I want to show you guys. Always make sure you have a good amount of resources for the end game. And it's very important to have maybe a little bit of the three, wood, stone, and metal. Metal being very good. Wood is good as well, because it's fast to build. It's not as strong, but it's really fast to build. A lot of times you just want to make a ramp, and wood is normally faster to farm as well. So things I recommend is trees, vehicles, fences, as you guys can see, and aim for that blue circle. If you guys didn't see it, go back on the video. You guys can see it there again. Look, there's a little blue circle. Aim for the blue circle, guys. It destroys things faster. It gives you the resource faster. Another thing is, as you guys can see right here, we're getting towards the end of the game. There's only 10 people left. Why am I not destroying all of these stones until the end and getting as much resources as possible? Because I know that the game is closing in. There's a high chance that there's going to be people around, and if I destroy them completely, it's easier for the enemy to spot me. So that's why I didn't destroy it completely. Not to mention that if someone does pull up on us, we actually could use it as cover instead of being out in the open. So I'm practicing my building here, to be honest, guys. I just started playing this game about a week ago, so I am not the best builder, but we saw a care package was going to land here. As you guys can see, I'm having a bit of a hard time. This is something that I'm looking forward to improving on, and as soon as I do, I'm definitely going to bring you guys some tips as well of whatever it is that I learn or whatever helps me, get this down. But also the fact that I changed my controller settings made it a bit harder for me, because now I have to get used to all the new controls. But as soon as I learn that better, I'll bring you guys more tips on that as well. But as you guys can see, we were able to pick up a sniper there from that care package, so that was really good. Anytime you guys have an opportunity of picking up something care package, go ahead and do it, because it really does help out in the end game. Another mistake I made here that I want you guys to pay attention is those those grenade launchers that I sent right there across the map. They didn't reach the opponent's tower. So one thing I recommend, and that I did not do, is to just shoot one, see where it's gonna land, and then based on where that landed, adjust your aim. Maybe aim higher or lower to get it farther or closer, based on where the first one landed. Don't do what I did, where you're just shooting them all one after the other. At least not until you're good enough in the game, or you know exactly how to aim and whatnot, and how much you have to aim up, because it does have a bullet drop. So that's another tip I have for you guys. This guy that I just killed behind me, I was only able to get that kill and know that he was coming behind me because of the fact that I was listening to my audio. So I have a headset, I have Astros, so they really do help. If you guys don't use headsets, I really recommend, you don't have to buy Astros, they're quite expensive. But if you guys can, have a headset that actually has maybe surround sound or anything like that, or maybe any kind of improvement you make will help, because this game, the audio, being able to listen to the steps really, really does help, guys. So right now we're caught in quite a bit of a situation here, because these opponents, they have the high ground and the next circle is right there. So we were being very, careful about moving forward. We didn't want these guys to, take us down as we moved forward, because they had all the advantage. So once we saw that they weren't looking at us, that's when we made our move. I sniped one. If you guys didn't see what happened, my teammate did so good right there. Third Manatee took down the bottom layer of that building, which made like 2 opponents drop. So that was really good. And it's something that before we even move forward, our communication, allowed that to happen. He told me, he called it out. He said, yo, I'm gonna go for this. And so, all right, we already had a plan. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it really helped you out. If you missed the previous video, here it is. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.